Yo, man.
It's been a minute.
We don't do that fucking elbow shake shit,
It's
man.
been
You know
a
what I mean?
We don't do that. Like, I know it's quarantine, and when you create an artificial technology, and that's what thinks for you, and that's how they manipulate your own reality. Because once they can manipulate your reality, that's how they control your perception. You know what I mean? So you see through their reality, and that come back to you, and that's how you see your own perception of life. Which is what's going on now. People. You see people out here. Y'all watching news, and that's how they're creating your own reality for you. I don't sit on the news and watch news and be like, oh, I don't listen to your news.
Go into nature, and nature will talk back to you.
Nature talks back to you. You know what I mean? So
that's all the intelligence. Fucking nature is the highest form of intelligence.
End of story. You might.
My G.
So what's good, brother? It's been a while.
Yo, man.
It's been a minute.
We don't do that fucking elbow shake shit,
It's
man.
been a we don't do that. Like, I know it's quarantine. To us, life just goes on. We don't live in this old bubbles and new normal, old numbers, and that stuff. We're just living. We're just living every day, like it's our last. So it's been a while.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been a minute.
That we've been actually out here. You can see we have a different atmosphere, beautiful weather. Like you see, it's nice and sunny. So we're trying to bring different vibe today. I know it's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
Not because of the quarantine now. We just had other stuff, going.
Life,
you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's good to be back again. If you're out there still watching our podcast, this is another the start for us. So I just want to say shout outs to everybody out there that's been keeping up to date with whatever we're putting out there. Keep watching, just keep growing with us, and we'll try our best to keep, giving you guys our best, So yeah, my G, man. What's good today? What's going on today?
Not much, man.
So what's the story with this whole quarantine? How you setting in with this whole lockdown situation?
Yo, man.
Tell me your insight, because I haven't actually seen you since when last we saw each other. It's been like, it's been a good while. It's been about 2 months now, maybe. Yeah, that's a long time. That's why you ain't seen no podcast now. So
man,
how's this shit treating you, bro?
Yo, man, I've been active, fam.
Oh, yeah, I know.
For me, this has been like a blessing. Like,
yeah,
I made a choice to not get sucked in the whole shit.
Yeah,
and I work for myself. I'm a business person.
Yeah. But everybody knows that. Like,
I gotta.
I see you though. You pushing work. Like, you going out there every day in the gym, outdoors, everything. I'm literally just throwing it down. Like,
but for me, I don't I think there's a lot of questions regarding this virus isolation thing. But for me, I think I'm taking a different approach. And
so what's your approach, bro?
My approach is just to live my life, and I don't have control of what's out there. Yeah. But I know, like again, if you're saying there's a virus, right? And it's something that affects your immune system, and the most people that it affects most is people with
old age
and whatever. Like, it's just like a
disease and all that stuff. Yeah.
So I don't know whether the virus exists, and I don't know whether it does exist or it doesn't or whatever. There's too many things, but all I know is I can't let that stop me from living my life.
That's it, bro. That's it. And I also would add to the point you said, like you said, you don't know if the virus do exist. And if you think about it, a virus is something you cannot see in the first place. Yeah. So while we have people how you're trying to sanitize their hands, trying to sanitize their face, trying to sanitize as much as possible. Basically, what I'm trying to say, you can't kill what you can't see. It's a virus, you know what I mean? So for me, I always think, use wasting your time. Don't get me wrong now. If you want to do that, no judging nobody, you're free to do that. But as for me, I don't sanitize. I don't do none of that stuff. I just leave I think, bro, I'm always hygienic anyway, Everything I do, if you're already doing this stuff, then you don't have to worry about doing that. So the whole point is, for me personally, with this whole lockdown stuff, I've been going around. I've actually learned to connect more now. Do you know what I mean? I've been going to the woods, you see, making videos. And bro, I'm just living my life. I got people say, why you going out? I'm like, man, when you got a kid in the house, you can't be on a lockdown, You have to genuinely just go outside, and because your kids wants to go outside, your kids get bored of watching cartoon, you play with them. There's only so much you can do with them, you know. They wanna, kids don't know what lockdown is, they don't know what quarantine, they don't know what viruses. So to them, every day is it's a new day. They want to explore. So being a parent, you know, you have to juggle your, you know, with them as well, with their own activities. So for me, I can't be on a lockdown, bro.
Yo, I've been like, people have thrown me jobs for doing, like
shit.
keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, fuck people, man.
And I'm like, yo,
yeah,
I have my own life. You have your own life. So the way I live mine, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like for me, I think whether we go out of quarantine in 2 months' time or 3 months' time, at the end of the day, nothing still changes. You know what I mean?
Nothing
changes. Like for me, I think even if there's if there's a real virus, we have to learn how to live with it. Like we've learned how to live with every fucking virus that ever existed.
We survived the worst. I mean, all
like you have virus. HIV, you have like syphilis,
bro.
Like what? Like it's on this.
We had bird flu. We had chicken flu. I don't even know if that's real. We had cow disease, Ebola. You know, now we have coronavirus. You know, don't you think all this is just bunch of things? I don't know. For me, I like to believe, you know, this is not something natural. This is something man-made that's just been created purposely for certain agendas that me and you probably have no clue about. And obviously, if you talk about this thing to people, you know, people think it's conspiracy theory. You're just taking something from somebody. It's not real, you know. But at the end of the day, there's always a bit of truth in everything if you really dig down into, you know, break the information down. So, yeah, go back to your point, bro. You know,
for me, right, this is what I want people to think, right? I am not for a second, like, living my life based on the information I hear in the news, because I know that's bullshit. And again, if this news is real, like I'm saying, okay, like in life there's two ways you can argue, right?
Yeah.
There's one, like, say if you like, there's one person's side, there's another person's side, and there's in between. You know what I mean? So like, okay, the news is one narrative, right?
Yeah.
And there's someone that you call conspiracy theory that is coming to you and telling you, like, you know, look at this differently. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm not saying like I'm right, but this is a different narrative. It's nuanced argument. Okay, like there has to be two sides to an argument, right? So there's one people here and there's one people here. So you formulate your what you want a decision based on that, but don't just cut out one side.
You have to,
you know what I mean?
Like lean to the
because
other
then because it's like this is the argument that, like, the news will always keep the same narrative, and we all know what that narrative is.
They control the media. You know, it's all about propaganda, like fear. Exactly.
Constantly, like before Corona, what was the main thing? This person died. It's a car crash. There's this, that.
Yeah.
It's always negative. You know what I mean? And like I've learned to, like, you know, switch off, like, you know, from that kind of negative mindset, and then go and do research. Is like the beautiful thing about the internet is like
so much information.
There's a lot of misinformation, but like at least we're not in that age where, you know, like the media is the only narrative.
No.
You
see, the crazy thing about the world we live in now is because the internet now, go back, it's so powerful, because now, back in the days, let's say we go back 20, 30 years ago, when shit like this happened, we all controlled by the television, because everything has to be televised. So that's how we find out information, news, because that's what we are subjected to watch the TV. That's what they give us all the information. So for me, they control, obviously, that reality and perception that way. But now we live in a world where there's internet. Even if the news tells you this, you can go on YouTube, go on Google, you can go on Fox, you can go on different platforms, and you can actually try to see what's real. But what surprised me is that the fact that people are still leaning towards the old style, which is the TV.
It's ridiculous.
Going in and believing, bro. I got people that scared to walk by you. The other day I was walking down, taking my daughter for a walk with my little brother, and he has his little son there, and there was this two couples. I know, and I was kind of like I was a bit backwards, and my brother's his son was in front of me, and there was two couples coming ahead, and I was there, he was in the middle, and I was like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. Can you believe? And it was a little narrow space, and the little boy was trying to go through it, and the couples was coming. And what I noticed just baffled me. Like, the two couples actually lean away from the little boy, like, kind of like this. and so he can. And I was like,
dog, what the fuck is going on here?
If somebody has a chances of having coronavirus, it ain't gonna be that boy. It's gonna be you.
Your ass.
You know, it's your ass. And you know, shit like this just kind of like, are people really like?
Yo, fear is a motherfucker,
bro. Fear is crazy, and fear. Guess what it does? It creates disease. It creates stress, and how so your immune system goes down, and your immune system when it drops, guess what happened? That allows fucking virus,
man-made virus,
to settle into you. That allows disease. Think about it. Stress creates what? Low immune system. You know what I mean? And when you
what is this virus? What does this virus attack?
Low immune system. You know what I mean? Most people like that. That's my immune system. Old people, because you know. So really have
to
break
about it.
Things down. Like we're not trying to preach to people, but me and my brother, we know what's up. We done our exam, we done our research, we done our homework, we done our assignment, we done everything. So that's why we can go about our daily life freely and not worry about.
For me, I think like the biggest virus is what it's doing to people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, your mind can become a virus, and the fear is the ultimate virus.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? So like, it's like what like open your mind to a different like argument. Like just give it a chance. To even just like pay attention. You don't have to agree, but listen to a different perspective.
Of how they
you know
view
stuff, because like there cannot be one narrative to life, because we don't trust these people. You think the government is here for your own like for your own benefit or well-being? No, they're there for themselves. Do you know what I mean?
And also, bro, that's the point you said. Like, don't get me wrong. Now, the government have some certain stuff they do provide for us, you know, which means obviously all this pandemic stuff, and they have some certain financial aspect.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
We pay taxes for it.
We pay tax. Good point. You know what I mean? So there's certain benefit to the government, but trust me, behind that, there's other agendas. You know what I mean? And now I'm hearing now, okay, cool. There's going to be a vaccine which is going to be introduced, which is going to be mandatory. So which means you have to get the vaccine because they're going to make you get it. So, and I'm thinking now, because, bro, what I'm trying to process is, and when I tell people that coronavirus, first of all, coronavirus, you might agree, you might disagree with me, it's not real. And why I said it's not real is because, for me, I believe it's just something that just, obviously, they just came up with, you know what I mean? And they just, obviously, you have the TV, you got the media, and all these things help support, and they use this to push out this whatever pandemic, whatever it's going on in the world. And people say, but what about those people, the deaths and all that stuff? Please, that's nothing to relate with the coronavirus. These people didn't die from coronavirus. You know what I mean? Everything,
they died from
all the stuff, they just die, but obviously they just relate it to COVID-19. You know what I mean? And that's how it works. It's just basically. And bro, let's talk about this now. We got 9/11, and I always tell people this: if you really think this is real, go back to 9/11. You know what I mean? If they can plan 9/11 the way they did, execute that thing with no ease. You know what I mean? You want to tell me they can't create some sort of something?
Okay, for me, I think the virus is real, but it's man-made. But in the sense of like, it targets the weakest of the weak.
But what's real? What's real about coronavirus? Have you seen it?
No, like I mean, okay, if it's real, I would say it was made in a lab.
Definitely, 100%. If it's real, it's made in a lab.
Because like the whole
every virus is made in lab.
Don't make sense. You know what I mean? Like the whole kind of structure it works. Like so, for me, I and this is what we've been talking about. It is like when you have to take your mind is the most powerful thing that you possess as a human being. You know what I mean? You have to protect your mind, because the result of your mind, what all happens here is what happens in your body.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Your body is a side effect of what goes on in your mind.
True.
So if your mind is full of shit and it's full of junk, and like like you don't take care of it, like you are just gonna be another like victim to the society. Do you know what I mean? So like it's like life only exists from your point of view, from you. So like I only see life from my scope.
Yeah.
So whatever way I want to live life is up to me, but once you give your power, your life to somebody else, then they have that control over you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Do you get me? So like, so when we give these powers to be, guess what, right? This virus is attacking your immune system, right?
Yeah.
Wait a second. So you have these multinational companies that fucking constantly feeding us, shitty foods. Like
shitty food, mask. Now we got the coronavirus.
Like,
you got the mask, sanitizers.
Every disease, right? I can trace it to food. Most diseases.
True that.
Like because it's like because all this food like that you eat every day that it's just that, it's constant poisoning. It's constant do you know the amount of antibiotics in your food? The amount of
conservants, preservation,
GMOs, all of this shit, like
to preserve the food to keep it longer.
Like, for the last 20 years, they've been feeding us all of this shit, and then all of a sudden, it brings out like people. They know people are weakest. You know what I mean? And they bring out this shit that what does it attack?
It attacks the immune system.
Yeah, and who are the most vulnerable people are obese, old people, like
people that have like some kind of a disease, like let's say asthma or some high blood pressure. Old people with just genuinely hold immune system.
Say this virus. So if for me, this is why I think like if this virus, I think it's created in the lab, and for you to create something in the lab, you probably would have the antidote. They're just waiting for all of these waves to pass, and they'll be like, okay, we got the antidote. And it has to be mandatory. And maybe and then after that, or even before the antidote come out, they might bring out another wave of virus that fucking like maybe this one is stronger. Do you know what I mean?
Coronavirus time 10.
2.0. So again, and if the line of defense is your immune system, what should you be doing?
Well, I say definitely for me personally, eat right, exercise right, keep your mind right. You know what I mean?
Going to nature, fam.
Go to nature, exactly.
Stay outside.
That's the perfect social isolation. You know what I mean? If you haven't heard about it, go into the nature. You know what I mean? And just explore, express, breathe in the air, calm yourself, relax. Social isolation.
Bro, but social distancing, does that even make sense?
I don't get what
we are social animals.
We're meant to be like this, and you're trying to keep us like that.
Do you know what? Do you see the interview with David Icke and thing?
Yeah, I saw that, bro. I haven't seen the third one yet. I saw loads from this brother.
Bro, this guy dropped knowledge. It was talking about like obviously the final agenda is probably like to connect AI with
artificial intelligence
to humans.
So
if you wanna do that, what is the best way? You have to disconnect humans from humans. So like the more disconnected you are, the more susceptible they will be to
the AI technology. Yeah.
Obviously, this is like a long-term plan. But like,
I already think this is already kicking in, man. People don't even understand because
we're already addicted to phones. Shit.
Think about if you're out there, you still don't know what AI is, which means artificial technology. You know what I mean? So basically, an example is this here. When you on your phone, basically what they're creating is an artificial intelligence that can able to replace the human brain to think for itself. They replace it with the technology, some sort of whatever they create, and they replace that. So that think for you. So basically, when you're sitting down and you are thinking about, I need to do this, or what's 2 + 2, your brain can't think that yourself. So you go on Google, Google, what's 2 + 2? You know what I mean? It tells you that. So you don't really rely on your brain anymore. You have Siri, what time is it? Siri tells you that. You're so lazy to even look at your own time in your own sitting room clock. Checking, you're telling Siri, what is the weather like? You can't even go check the outside to see the weather yourself. To see how we are being subconsciously being programmed to depend on artificial technology.
And what's going to happen after that?
And eventually, when that takes over, you know what I mean, to the point like you can't function without your phone, without your tools, your gadget, and everything. Trust me, we are slaves to these things. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying my brother is perfect. But once you start realizing where the world is going, you can try in your own best interest to prevent whatever's damage or consequences that might have on you. As of now, me personally, I know what's out there. I know that I'm artificial technology. I know all these things. And when you create an artificial technology, and that's what thinks for you, and that's how they manipulate your own reality, because once they can manipulate your reality, that's how they control your perception. You know what I mean? So you see through their reality, and that come back to you, and that's how you see your own perception of life, which is what's going on now. People, people. You see people out here, y'all watching news, and that's how they're creating your own reality for you. I don't sit on the news and watch news to be like, oh yeah, this is because I don't want to let these motherfuckers create my own reality for me, my own perception. I create my own shit. You get it? I tell it. Listen, what's on the news? What's on the news? I don't give a fuck about what's on the news. You get it? You know what I mean? I create my own. I go out. I create my own life. I don't listen to no news.
Go into nature and nature will talk back to you.
Nature talks back to you. You know what I mean? So
that's all the intelligence. Fucking nature is the highest form of intelligence.
End of story. You might argue with that. You might think, oh, what's this guy's talking about? But my bro's making points.
Just forget about all the shit that goes on. Just drive into the woods or take your family out on the beach and just spend the whole fucking day. All the answers you're looking for,
it's there.
It's there.
Bro, I go to my family. Yeah, I told you about the family I have in the countryside. Beautiful, man. Since this whole quarantine, I spend more time in the woods. Like I go out now, I'm cutting woods, making fire. You know what I mean? Learning and actually connect. And when you're out there in the woods, you don't even think about quarantine.
Nothing else matters, fam.
You don't think about it. So,
no fear,
It's crazy because one thing though I will give is one thing I've learned and I've noticed during this whole lockdown thing is the positive aspect of it, because there's positive and negative. For me, my positive aspect of it is it's actually help to connect people. Like now we're seeing it's connecting people back to themselves, that listen, life is just not about just waking up, going to work, coming back, and get into this monotony cycle of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You wake up and you forget about you have kids, you have friends, you have family. The little things we ignore because we're so in a rush, go, gotta get that money, I gotta chase my dreams, and all that has been put to stagnant. So now we have time to create, time to think, like, does this really actually matter? Imagine the world be like this for the next 20 years, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? So I've learned the positive aspect of this whole lockdown is actually learn to connect people. I seen family now. Bro, every day I see family walking out. Together. Dad, wife and kids walking, going, playing. Bro, I've never seen that in this estate since I've been here. And I get to know my neighbor now, their names. So people are actually coming and talking and actually, connecting with each other. People actually be more nicer because now you kind of like, I have to talk to my neighbor because I have nowhere to go escape. I don't have the shopping mall to go and run and do a quick shopping. Then I think it's time for us to sit back, analyze yourself, and really start thinking about the internal stuff, not the external. Because now you're in a lockdown, you can't run into this external stuff like I want to go shopping, I want to go to this restaurant, I want to go just do things just to buy time. Now you're trapped. There's no shop, there's no restaurant, there's nothing. So you have to
There's no distraction.
There's no distraction. You have to create. And to create, it doesn't come from the external. It comes from the internal stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, it's a good way for you to connect with yourself, to really understand how your mind works. Bro, I see fucking relationship going flat out.
People like, I actually don't know you. I thought I knew you.
It's crazy because what's this guy's name? The Westlife. He's one of the boy band back in the 90s. They just got married to the wife for like 13, 14 years. Fucking broke up after 14, 13 years because of coronavirus. Because man says, listen, I'm always on the road. I'm home like maybe once a week. I'm only home maybe in 3 months, maybe 3 times. Yeah. So he's always on the road constantly. So this is the first time he actually spent time with their family and kids. And in that moment, you can't go anywhere. Yeah. No way to run to escape. That moment you get bored. I'm just gonna go to shopping and go just escape. Now you don't have that. Now you have to face that. And now reality comes, and you get to understand the wife that you married because
I don't know you.
I don't know you. Like you got. Oh man, it's funny because one of my neighbors made a joke the other day, and he says, "Man, I was walking down and I see fathers playing with the kids and throwing balls." And he goes, you guys having fun? They say, yeah. And she stopped, you having fun? It looks like you haven't seen your fucking child ever. It looks like you're having a dream. Like some father probably never even played 1 hour with the kid. And now they're throwing the ball to a kid and thinking like, is that my fucking son? Is that my kid? It feels weird, you know what I mean? Because you're not used to doing shit like this, you know what I mean? So the whole point for me is just like, it's a great time for us to definitely connect. A lot of people might see is I can't do my stuff, I can't go to the shopping mart. Yeah, it's a bit of hold there, but even through that, there's a beauty in this whole lockdown. That's what I found. If you can take the beauty out of it, positive aspect of it, yeah, the negative is there, but don't focus on that because you're only gonna create more negativity. Focus on the positive aspect of it, and that's how we can all sort of get through to this shit together. So that's what I've learned in this whole lockdown situation. I don't know about you, because I know definitely you probably be around the same mindset as me.
Yeah, for me, like even like work-wise, I've been kind of like creating a lot of content, doing
creating good stuff actually.
Yeah, kind of like doing stuff for me, like it's looking at a different angle. Like saw a huge opportunity, for me to actually, because obviously I've always been distracted doing other stuff for money. Yeah. But now, what I mean, there's no, that pressure is not there, so I can actually focus on what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But for me, I think like again, let's as a community, let's focus on the positive part, because for me, all I'm seeing is the positive aspect of this. You know what I mean? I see people even that would have never walked out, take care of themselves.
Going out for
you know what I mean? Like walking out for jogging, and the beautiful thing is like the weather is amazing. You know what I mean? Like I don't think we've ever had like a long streak. It's not even summer yet.
You know what I mean? we only crossing slowly there.
You know what I mean? And like the weather's been great. So as don't lock yourself in. You know what I mean? Based on because someone said,
somebody told you
don't go. Like even you don't have to be around people. Just drive into the fucking nature with your family. Like
who's somebody? The government. They're not gods. These motherfuckers will tell you to stay in your house. They don't determine tomorrow. They don't create tomorrow. They don't create day after. If anything happens, the person who tells you stay home, you could die tomorrow. Are you still gonna be staying in your home? Do you know what I mean?
So what happens if if they say the lockdown is lifted, because the virus is still there? Nothing has changed.
Let's be honest here. Even though the viruses get lifted today, I mean everything. Okay, let's go back to a normal life. What's actually have changed?
So if there is a virus, then we might as well start living.
I tell you this, bro.
Accept it. That this is reality.
I have a family member that actually did tested positive for coronavirus. A very close family member. And I was like, okay, they test you? Yeah. Did they find anything? No. How do you feel? Okay, fair enough, they test you, you're positive. But how do you feel with yourself? I feel good. That's what the person said. It felt good. It felt normal. Obviously, I have a bit of flu symptoms. You get it? Which I think is just somebody having a normal flu. And I said, "Are you okay though? Do you feel like you can't breathe? This is no. I feel okay. The only thing I just feel is I feel like and they said he's positive coronavirus and he has to quarantine, so isolate himself.
Apparently, there is no virus itself. Like even the doctors are saying like they're not testing for the virus because there is no virus. They're testing for a certain antibodies that the body produces itself naturally. Based on maybe when the immune system is like weak or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and I also heard some shit. I don't know, bro. Like, what you think about this whole,
for me,
this whole, what's it called? Like, I know this is whole vaccine thing coming up now. I don't know if you heard about it. It's on the news. It's going to be mandatory. And the whole 5G situation as well. Like, the whole 5G, the way the world is going. Like,
did you see have you seen this kind of interview with this guy? It's a vaccine expert. I think one of the Kennedy's son.
Kennedy's? No, I didn't see that.
So this guy said he's been fighting against vaccine for years, and he was like the source of all, like like what you call it? It was like autism didn't exist prior to like when they brought in the vaccine into life, and it was like anybody over 60 years of age don't have autism. And it was like and even ADHD is a mild form of autism. And it was like nobody over that age has ADHD or autism or any of these kind of shitty diseases. And it's like all of these things is based on virus. And it's like if you are more likely to infect someone or die if you have vaccine, because what the vaccine does is like it obviously destroys a lot of stuff inside of you. You know what I mean? Like animals don't
get vaccine. They don't do that stuff.
And it was like, why do we get vaccine? Why did they bring the? And it's like they're saying like vaccine. A lot of people from these, like in Africa and all these other places, like died of this because they didn't get a particular vaccine. But it was like, no, they died because they didn't have enough water sufficient. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's not because someone didn't give them. They died of these things because of lack of what they had, not because they didn't take the fucking vaccine. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of controversy regarding vaccine, and it's like to fucking this fucking coronavirus and like to implement another fucking vaccine for this shit.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, for me, I go back to the topic you said about it. First of all, I genuinely I'm anti-vaccine. You get it? I don't look at it like it's healthy for you in any way. I don't care what they say, because first of all, there is no way you're gonna have to tell me you give birth to a baby, you're gonna shoot a vaccine into that baby to protect that baby from, or to make its immune system stronger. You want to tell me
when
nature
kids don't even get COVID-19?
Yeah, we want to tell me nature itself hasn't put everything that to protect. Need. I mean, the science, the mechanism that put you as a human being together from birth. Oh, Jesus, that's a bloop. Oh shit! Animals fell off, bro. So you want to tell me you have a baby now, we'll give this baby a vaccine, and that vaccine is meant to protect that baby from whatever, some sort of disease, whatever. That's bullshit, you know what I mean? They're injecting your baby with something you don't even know. And one of the part of things that's contained in a vaccine is aluminium. It's in a vaccine. Aluminium is in a vaccine. Baby fetus, it's in a vaccine. I mean, are you actually paying attention to what that contains the vaccine? Mercury, it's in the vaccine. These are 3 dangerous stuff that's in a vaccine the body doesn't need, and that's
our body produces.
And they put this in a vaccine, they shoot this into your kids, and that's why you see some kids get sick, they feel some type of way, and they say, don't worry, they might get sick, but that's normal. That's not normal. That's not normal. That your body is trying to fight something that's not meant to be there, and that's why that baby is sick. And one thing I realized, but it's sick. No, when you're sick, what happens is your body temperature rises up. And usually people do is, let me take a tablet to cool it down. No, your body temperature is rising because it's trying to fight what's trying to get in. So it's natural for your body to rise. You don't need to use fucking pills to fight the temperature. The temperature will go down itself because it's trying to fight whatever it's in there. Your body is like a living mechanism. So going back to the vaccine now is, I don't agree with those vaccine stuff. Now they're talking about mandatory vaccine. Now they have these motherfuckers going down to Africa. Now, coronavirus didn't start in Africa, and apparently this is something that won't survive in the hot temperature. So why is the first vaccine gonna start in Africa? Why they going to Senegal, Sierra Leone? They're gonna start putting vaccine for coronavirus where these people do. Why are they using Africa as a testing?
You know what?
Testing ground.
I don't think these people are humans, and like anybody that is like, because obviously all of this is kind of towards the destruction of human, like entity and race. We can talk about this shit from now to eternity, but like the pattern of these people is based on destruction.
And I 100% agree with that, man. It's just destruction, man.
So the solution here, as us as human, we have to go back to what makes us human.
What is that? What I mean? Because a lot of people forgot what makes them human. They don't even know they're human.
To go back to like nature's intelligence, because even like pharmaceutical companies, like why would you buy like a product that they tell you like it might make you feel sick, you might get sick from something that's going to make you feel healthy? We got to go back to plants. We got to go back to building our immune system. Like people should not get sick as long as you are eating good food.
Right food.
You right food. Like the food, your medicine is in the plant, it's in the food. Like this is nature is the most, like I said, is intelligent. It's the ultimate intelligence. It gives you everything that you are and you're gonna be is inside of you. Your body is a doctor. Is the most intelligent doctor because it fixes itself.
It fits itself, man.
But all you have to do is just put it in the right condition so it can do the work. But when you put it in the wrong condition, what does it do?
it just loses. It's like you put a. It's
poison.
like
you're feeding yourself poison.
It's like if you have a car that runs on the petrol and you throw diesel in there. What's gonna happen to that car?
You know what I mean?
And you have a car that runs on diesel, you throw petrol on it. Obviously, the engine's gonna knock probably. So it's like your body as well. And your body is like your machine. Whatever you need to constantly feed it the right nutrient. And if this body is well serviced, it's well protected, it has everything it needs. Immune system is well balanced. So trust me, this is all your body needs. If anything trying to get into your body, your immune system is on alert. It's like a gate, man. It's like a security. It's like peeping. Oh, what's that? Okay, I'm about to fight this shit up. And your body temperature rises, and that's the fighting is putting in to prevent whatever's trying to get into your body from attacking your nervous system, whatever. So that's how that works, you know what I mean? And having vaccine and going now, what is lockdown, quarantine, mandatory vaccine they're trying to introduce now. They already have some countries in Africa. They're gonna start giving them vaccine for coronavirus and blah blah blah. And for me is just absolutely. I don't even know what word to use for this because this is ridiculous. And our African people need to kind of like wake up.
And a lot of people are.
And a lot of people are waking up now.
Even my mom is telling me about that. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, if my mom could talk to me about this.
Even my mom is doing this.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, the information is being passed out. But, like, I think it's, like, don't get, fuck the conspiracy for now. But just focus on what makes you human. Because there's something happening in the world. I don't know, like, people are saying, like, things are never going to be the same. I don't believe in that shit.
It's never been the same anyway.
Things have always been the same. Like they just planting another chip into your mind. Do you know what I mean? That's all that is. So we have to go back to what makes us human. The simple things. Work on yourself, your mind, your body, and the food you put into your body. It is that simple. Go into nature. Like, what makes you human? What makes you happy? It's like we put so much emphasis on working and trying to make ends meet or do that, but we forget what makes us human. Human is not about work. It's about
connecting with yourself.
It's about connecting with yourself, connecting with the people. We are social animals, and all of this is nothing but fucking distraction.
It's distraction.
And they can, even with all these kind of conversation like conspiracy and not conspiracy, they're just making us go against each other. And at the end of the day, for me, it's about going back to what makes us human and bringing that, connecting back to our real self. Because I know, like, there are people that are in this thing that are not humans. Because if you are not about
lizards.
Seriously, if you're human, why would you participate in like all this kind of destruction?
Bro, it's like this, like the guy mentioned. It says, listen, the world is run by few powerful people. You got the most powerful people that run this world. People still not gonna admit to that. And these powerful people are the 1%. They call them. You know what I'm saying? They have this 1% of people that run this world.
These
and underneath that,
are not humans.
And this 1% people are elite. You don't know them. You don't see them. They control everything. Your economic, the banks, they control everything.
The government works for them too.
The government that you serve works for them. And they make the rules for the government. They tell, this is how we want the economy to go. This is what we are planning. This is how the stock exchange is going to be. So these people control these things. And these powerful people just not like, they live in, they reside in each country, like China, America, Germany, France. They all have their own branches there. And they come together, they make this rule. That's what they did to coronavirus. This whole lockdown. You think this is normal for the whole world to lock down, to shut down? No, there's an agenda behind it. So we need to understand, bro. These people, they don't care. These people,
they want us to go against each other. They want us to fight about conspiracy. Even
they don't give a shit.
So for me, right? We're gonna try and wrap this up quick. But for me, if there's one message I'm gonna give people, we have to go back to our real self and anything that is gonna bring any negativity or any like friction between you, you know what I mean? Stay away from it and try and connect with nature. Try and connect with yourself. Like, you need to start, working on your mind. Doing, finding that thing that you really like.
Work assignments,
doing, really taking care of yourself, your family, and don't let fear take over your life and actually go into nature, because that is what's going to build your immune system. Going out in nature, no animals, most animals don't get sick. No. You know what I mean? Because
if animals get sick, what they do? They go and eat grass. You see, the dog don't eat grass. Doesn't eat because a dog don't eat grass. Trust me, if your dog ever gets sick, that guy's gonna go out and go eat grass.
Cats eat grass.
Cats go eat grass when they get sick, because instinctively they know I gotta eat this to make myself feel better. and they eat greens. You don't see them seeking for medicines. And obviously there's some aspect of things we take our dogs and pets to the veterinary hospitals if it's more extreme to extreme situations and stuff. But in the wild, animals live like that.
But you know, like, think about it. They don't about the animals that get vaccines, right? Yeah. Like,
I don't even know if animals get vaccinated. Are they getting vaccinated?
Cats, you know, like the cats get vaccinated and the dogs. Like, think about like the animal. The only time you hear a cat that has cancer or a dog that has is the one that lives with humans.
Yeah, obese. They're overweight and something.
But I don't think we have much space left. But just to.
But we're still going there, yeah.
We're still going there.
Anyway, let's end that there anyway.